Welcome to the class of EMFT and antenna. Subject code is KEC603. This is a lecture number 6. We will start with the fundamental parameters of antennas, and this will be a continue topic. Myself, Mr. Himanshu Nagpal, Assistant Professor in EC Department of KGC Ghaziabad. In the last lecture, we have studied about the directivity, antenna beam width, and antenna efficiency. Now the first topic of the today's lecture is the directivity and the resolution. Directivity defines how much power is concentrated in a particular direction. Clear? So there is a relationship between the directivity and the resolution. So resolution is of an antenna is defined as the equal to the half of the first null beam width. First null beam width I have already talked in the second or third lecture of this unit. So resolution is what? Resolution is what? Half of the first null beam width. Clear? So for example, if I talk about the antenna whose first null beam width is 2 degree, that means the resolution is equal to what? Will be what? Resolution of is equal to what? 2 degree divided by 2, that is equal to 1 degree. This 1 degree, what it signifies? It signifies that with a difference of 1 degree, antenna can differentiate the two different objects. Clear? Now let's say, if I say this is an antenna placed here. Clear? This antenna is placed here, and there are two objects in the sky. Antenna is placed here, and there are two objects in the sky. So this antenna is able to differentiate these two objects when there is a difference between their angle. Difference between their angular space will be what? 1 degree. If there is a less than the angular space 1 degree, there is a angular space less than 1 degree, then this antenna cannot differentiate the two different objects. It will treat it as a one object. So that is the resolution. Clear? So when the antenna beam is maximum aligned with one satellite, first null beam width coincide with the adjacent slide. That means if I say this one is the antenna placed here, let's say it's have a radiation pattern like this one. So what is first null beam width? First null beam width is this one. This is the angular. So now see, if the one satellite is placed here and another satellite is adjacent to its first null beam width, then only this antenna will be able to differentiate two satellites. Clear? So maximum antenna beam is maximum aligned with what? One satellite and another satellite, and first null will coincide with the adjacent. This is the first null, this will coincide with the adjacent satellite. Clear? So as we know that the beam area is what? Beam area is what? Beam area is what? Half power beam width into what? Into this principal plane multiply by theta, and this one is multiply by in another principal plane. So beam area is what? Half power beam width in one principal plane multiply by half power beam width in the another principal plane, and this half power beam width can be written as approximately first null beam width, half of first null beam width divided by 2 in one plane, that is in the theta plane, and another is first null beam width divided by 2 in another plane. Clear? Now see, this one is the beam area. Now as we know that the resolution, the number of radio transmitted or point sources radiation distributed uniformly over the sky of which the antenna can resolve is given by what? N equal to what? 4 pi upon my beam area. Now just on comparing these two equations, we will get what? Put this value, N equal to 4 pi upon my half power beam width into my theta, and this one is half power beam width into my phi. Clear? Or I can say this one is 4 pi upon my beam area. Clear? Now as we know that there is a relationship between that the directivity and the beam area. What is directivity? Directivity is 4 pi upon my beam area. Directivity is what? 4 pi upon my beam area. So you will see from this equation and from this equation, you will see that D is approximately equal to N. So number of point sources the antenna can resolve is numerically equal to what? Directivity of antenna. Means how many antenna can be different, how many objects can it differentiate will be equal to what? Numerically equal to what? Directivity of an antenna. Clear? So directivity is equal to the number of point sources in the sky that an antenna can resolve under a assumed ideal conditions. So here the number of point sources, just like if I say these are the satellites. Clear? Next topic is the effective antenna aperture. So what is the, this is the another fundamental basic parameter of the antenna, that is the effective antenna aperture. Now see, let's say this is a antenna placed here, now let's say this one is the antenna placed here. Now this antenna is transmitting some waves, that is a, let's say the antenna transmits some EM waves and the another antenna is receiving some waves. Clear? Now see, when these now let's say this is the antenna transmitting antenna, this radiates some energy, and the physical aperture of this, physical appearance of this aperture, this area is what? Known as your physical aperture area. This is a physical. But when it radiates some energy, the electromagnetic field at the boundary is what? Is not continuous. So there is a discontinuity at this fields, or if I say this is a three-dimensional figure, so here the electromagnetic field will be what? So exact aperture will be known as what? Effective aperture area, and this effective aperture area is always less than your physical aperture area of your antenna. Clear? It is just like, let's say this one is the antenna placed here and this has a full length. Clear? But if I say this portion does not radiate its energy, clear? So means this is the main, will be the main effective area, and this will is known as the effective aperture area, and this is known as your physical aperture area. I am just considering this is an antenna. Clear? So let's see what derivation of what will be the relationship between the we will find out the relationship between the effective aperture area and directivity. Let's say this is a transmitting antenna which radiates its power from this area, having a, this one is E and this one is what, physical aperture area. Clear? This area is known as your physical aperture area. Or if I say this is act as a receiving antenna, so how much power or how much electromagnetic field is entering into this antenna. Let's say this is the direction of propagation of plane wave which is incident on this area. So this is a physical aperture area from which the waves get inserted into the transmission media or inserted into a antenna. Clear? So let's say the how much power is entering into the antenna, that is, let's say this one, let the pointing vector power density of the plane wave be the S watt per meter square and the physical aperture area of the horn antenna is B, let's say AP. So now if the horn, this is a horn antenna, now if I say if the horn antenna extract all the power from the wave over its physical aperture, then the total power absorbed from the wave is known as, is equal to what? P equal to E square by Z into my AP. That is what? Let's say these are the EM waves entering into this antenna. This one is the horn antenna, and this waves entering into this antenna from this physical area, that is known as the AP. So how much power or what is the power density, what is the power pointing vector of this will be what? P equal to E square divided by Z into my AP. Clear? And Z is what? Characteristic impedance of space. Clear? But this is a physical aperture area, but this at these boundaries, electromagnetic field are not continuous. Clear? So field response of the horn is not uniform across the aperture area because E at side walls must be equal to 0. E at side walls must be equal to 0. So the exact effective aperture area will be what? Less than your physical aperture area. Clear? So physical aperture area is equal to what? Will be effective aperture area will be what? AE, and physical aperture will be what? AP. So what is the aperture efficiency? Aperture efficiency is what? Ratio of the effective aperture area divided by your physical aperture area. Clear? Now let's consider this is a antenna with the effective aperture area AE, which radiates all of its power in a conical pattern of a beam area, which radiates all its power in a conical pattern of this beam area, that is O. This one is the beam area. So how much power is radiated by this effective aperture area will be what? P equal to E square divided by Z naught into my AE, because here I am considering the effective aperture area of the antenna which radiates its, from which the antenna radiates its power. Clear? Now at this point, let's say these power is radiated from this here, but let's say if I calculate at this point what is the power obtained, what is the power radiated at this point, will be what? P equal to E square R at point R, at a distance R, divided by Z naught into में R square multiply में beam area. Clear? So and we already know that the ER equal to, this is a already known relationship between the between the field radiated by at this point and the field at this point. ER equal to EA multiply में effective aperture area divided by R into में lambda. Now just put this value. When you are putting the ER at this point, you will see P equal to what? EA whole square multiply में AE का whole square divided by R square lambda square into में R square into में beam area. Clear? So you will see here R square will be cancel out. Clear? And this power will be equal to, ideally if I say there is no loss in this area, so ideally this P will be what? Equal to this. Then you will conclude that lambda square will be equal to what? AE into में beam area. From here you will see, when I will just put this equation number 1, if I say this is equation number 2. Clear? Equate equation number 1 and 2, then you will get what? Lambda square equal to what? AE into में beam area. Clear? But we have already known that what? There is a relationship between the directivity and the beam area. What is the relationship between the directivity and the beam area? In the last lecture we have already, I already told you that what is the relation between the directivity and the beam area. Directivity is equal to 4 pi upon में beam area. Clear? Now just put this value here. So what will be what? Lambda square equal to AE multiply में 4 pi upon में directivity. So you will get what? Directivity equal to 4 pi AE divided by lambda square. So this is the most important relationship between the directivity and the effective aperture area of an antenna. So you will see what? Directivity equal to 4 pi AE divided by lambda square. Clear? Clear? So now next is the effective height. This is another parameter of the antenna. Effective height is what? Let's say this is the antenna on dipole. Clear? This dipole is receiving some EM waves, and this dipole is receiving some EM waves, and when it receives some EM waves, at the antenna terminals a voltage is induced. And how much EM waves incident on the antenna? So there is a relationship between the ratio of what? Ratio of voltage induced at the antenna terminals divided by what? Divided by what? Electric field incident on the antenna defines the effective height of antenna. Clear? This one is clear. So let's say this one is the act as a receiving antenna. Clear? And this is having its physical length, this one. Clear? So as we know, we already know that what? V equals to what? We already know that V equal to what? Distance multiply में E. This is a physical formula which we known in the class 11th also. This is a voltage, this is a distance multiply में E. Clear? And if I say this is the distance or H. Clear? So now the antenna, now the EM waves is incident on this antenna. When EM waves incident on this antenna, it means the electric field is incidenting on this one. Clear? Now when these EM waves enter incident on this antenna and some voltage will be introduced, will be generated at the antenna terminals. Clear? And the ratio of the antenna voltage introduced to the and the EM waves incident defines your effective height. Clear? So it is the quantity which is used to determine the voltage induced on the open circuit terminal of the antenna when the wave is impinges on upon it. Clear? The effective height is defined as the ratio of the magnitude of the open circuit voltage developed at the terminals of the antenna to the magnitude of the electromagnetic field strength in the direction of the antenna polarization. Clear? So will be what? V equal to what? H into में E. So H will be what? V upon में E. So this H is what? Ratio of the voltage introduced divided by the electric field incident on the antenna. Clear? So what is the relationship between the effective height and the effective aperture area? Let's say for an antenna of a radiation resistance RR is matched to its load, the power delivered to the load is equal to what? P equal to 1/4 V square into RR. It is what? Let's say this is a horn antenna, waves are incident on this and this one is connected to the, these are the antenna terminals, this is connected to the what? Receiver. Clear? So let's say there is a radiation resistance that is R which is matched to its load, means it is a, I am talking about the lossless antenna. Clear? So the how much power is delivered to its load will be what? P equal to V square divided by 4 into में RR. Clear? Now V is equal to what? H into में E. So just put this value, so you will get what? H square into में E square divided by 4 into में 4 RR. Clear? Now this same power is what? The power which is incident on this same power is related to what? Effective aperture area. Clear na? So the power which is related to the effective aperture area will be what? P equal to S into में AE, यानी कि P equal to what? E square into में AE divided by Z naught. This is this formula we have already studied in this one. P equal to what? When the power is incident on the antenna, what is the relationship between the power incident and the effective partial area? Will be what? P equal to E square divided by Z into my AP. Same here. P equal to what? Equal to E square AE divided by Z naught. Here I am talking about the effective aperture area. Clear? Now just equate these two equations. Now just equate these two equations. On equating these two equations, you will get what? H square E square divided by 4 RR equal to what? E square AE divided by Z naught. So here E square is cancel out. You will get what? AE equal to what? H square multiply में Z naught upon में 4 RR. Clear? Or you can also say that the HE effective height is equal to what? Twice of under root of radiation resistance multiply में effective partial area divided by Z naught. Clear? Now the another way of finding the effective height is equal to what? There is another way of finding the effective height in which we are considering that it is a transmitting antenna and the effective height is somewhat related to the what? Physical height, which is when it is multiplied by what? Normalized average current. Clear? So HE will be what? 1 upon I naught 0 to HP I of Z dz. I average. On solving this you will get average current divided by normalized current divided by what? Maximum current multiply में physical height of the antenna. You will see here, when I say this is a dipole, waves are incident on this, or if I say this is a transmitting antenna, so the effective height of this antenna will be what? Will be what? Physical height multiply में what? Its average current. Clear? Because I am transmitting some current into this antenna, and this antenna is act as what? Act as what? Transmitting antenna. Clear? So there will be some current distribution will be there. Some current distribution will be there. If the current distribution is sinusoidal, then the effective height will be different, and if the current distribution is the triangular, then the effective height will be what? Different. This is what its physical height. Clear? So the HE equal to what? 1 upon में H I naught 0 to HP means we are integrating, we are just calculating at each point. We are calculating at each point the current, that is 1 upon I naught 0 to HP I of Z into में dz. Z is what? This is a Z axis. Clear? That is I average divided by I naught into में physical height. Clear? Now see, if this is a transmitting antenna, clear? If this is a transmitting antenna, if the current distribution is what? Sinusoidal, then the effective height will be what? Average value of the current will be what? 2 upon में pi, that is equal to 0.64. The effective height will be what? H equal to 0.64 multiply में L. This L is what? This L is what? Physical height of antenna. Clear? Now if I say the length of this dipole is L equal to what? 0.1 lambda, then there will be a what? Triangular current distribution. At this triangular current distribution, the I average will be what? I naught upon में 2. Clear? So at this point, the average current is what? 1/2 of the maxima, that is equal to I average को I naught upon में 2. The effective height will be what? 0.5 into में L. Clear? So now the next topic is the radio communication link, and this is here we will also derive what? Friis transmission formula. Clear? Now let's say this is a communication link. Here it is a transmitter, and this transmitter is associated with its transmitting antenna, which having its effective aperture area is AET, and this is transmitting its waves, and at distance r there is a receiver which is having its effective aperture area, that is AER. Clear? And this antenna is connected to its load or the receiver. So Friis transmission formula defines the relationship between the power transmitted by the antenna and power received by the antenna and effective aperture area of this receiving antenna and effective aperture area of transmitting antenna. Or it also defines the relationship between the power transmitted, power received and gain of the transmitting antenna multiply में gain of the receiving antenna. Clear? There is a relationship between these quantities. Clear? So the power transmission equation relates the power received to the power transmitted between the two antennas separated by a distance r. Clear? So now see this one. This one is the transmitter, and this one is what? Transmitting antenna having a having a effective aperture area from which the EM waves are radiated, that is physical effective aperture area is AET. Clear? Now see, let's say assuming transmitting antenna is the isotropic. Clear? So how much power per unit area is radiated by this antenna will be what? SR equal to what? PT into में PT divided by 4 pi r square. This one is the how much power is radiated by this antenna, which is available to what? Which is available to what? Receiving antenna. Clear? Now here I am talking about the how much power is transmitted by the antenna, but I have not considered here what? The gain of this antenna. Clear? Now if I consider the gain of this transmitting antenna, then I will have to consider what? This one, the gain of this antenna. Means gain is what? How much you are supplying power, input power to the antenna, and how much it is radiating into the space. Let's say this power, I am supplying some power from this P to this transmitting antenna, but it radiates some power which is let's say R, which is less than what? PT. So I have to consider the gain. Clear? Now if I consider the gain of this antenna, this antenna, then what it will be? SR equal to PT SR equal to PT into में GT divided by 4 pi R square. Clear? Now this power, this whole of the power is collected by this receiving antenna. Clear? Now this whole power is collected by this receiving antenna, then it will, this power, the power which is received by this antenna will be what? Will also depend on what? Effective aperture area of receiver through which the power is entering, from which the power is entering into the antenna, receiving antenna. Clear? So the how much power is received by, that is equal to SR into में AER. Clear? Now just SR is what? This is power which is radiated into, and this power is received at this point. Clear? So SR will be what? This one equal to AER. This is power received at this receiving antenna. Now just put this value SR here. You will get what? PR equal to PT into में GT multiply में clear. Now see, if I consider now see this GT, there is a relationship, I have already told you, there is a relationship between what? Directivity and the physical aperture area, that is equal to A, for D equal to what? 4 pi AE divided by lambda square. Now if I, by default, if I consider the efficiency equal to 100% of antenna, that will be, gain will be what? Gain is equal to what? D, efficiency into my directivity, gain will be what? 4 pi into my AE divided by lambda square. So if I say this GT, this is a transmitter gain, it will be what? Just put this value here. You will get what? PR equal to PT multiply में 4 pi AE. This is the transmitting. Clear? Divided by 4 pi R square into में lambda square multiply में AER. Clear? Then you will see what? There is a relationship between the what? Transmitting antenna, transmitted power, received power, and the effective aperture area of the receiver and the effective aperture of the transmitter. So you will see here, then PR upon में PT will be what? AER into में AET divided by R square into में lambda square. So this one is the Friis transmission formula. And the another relationship between the gain, that is if I say, if I same consider that D equal to 4 pi AE upon में lambda square, sorry this I consider G. Clear? So you will see here PR equal to PT, AER equal to what? Will be what? GT into में lambda square divided by 4 pi. Clear? Multiply में GR into में lambda square divided by 4 pi. Clear? Multiply में 1 by R square lambda square. So you will see here the 1 lambda square will be cancelled, then there will be a relationship between the received power, transmitted power, and the gain of transmitted in the gain of the receiver, receiving antenna. So this one will also, we will calculate the formula, and this formula will also known as the Friis transmission formula. Clear? So that's all for the today's lecture. The books I have referred for preparing these slides or for preparing this lecture, first is Antennas by the J.D. Cross. Another book is Antenna Theory, Analysis and Design by the C.A. Balanis, and another one is Antenna and Wave Propagation by K.D. Prasad. Thank you.